Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this pre-match press conference with Keshav Maharaj. Just as a reminder to everyone to please ensure that your monitors are muted and to please put your request to ask a question on the chat panel. Also, please remember to ask one question at a time. We'll circle back if we have time. Looks like we will have a little bit more time today. Who would like to start us off? Thank you, Stu, followed by Telford.
Hi, Superkazi, thanks very much. Hello, Kesh. I guess the big question that everybody's wondering about is the state of that pitch, and you better than anybody else know it. So is it gonna suit spin?
It's actually a difficult one to say simply because I actually haven't seen Kingsmead, the color of the grass that's been there right now. It's a new relayed surface in the past season. So, I mean, traditionally we think Kingsmead will spin. So I would like to think and hope that it does spin from my personal point of view going into the test match. But I think it'll be a fairly decent wicket and probably a traditional 4-day wicket as you would expect, although it's a 5-day test match.
Telford?
How's it, Keshav? Does that mean that you would pick two spinners in that case, if you're saying it's going to be a traditional first class kind of pitch?
It's still, I think that's left to the management and the captain. Yeah, I think firstly, I'm not sure where the mind's at, but it's obviously a difficult pitch to read. Hence why I said that the color of the grass is not traditionally what we're used to here. But I'm sure there is an element or there is a thought of playing double spin. It's just left to the hierarchy to make that decision.
Morgan, followed by Fidos.
Thanks, Sips. Morning, Kesh. Kesh, how valuable can a player like Sorrel ever become for you guys at Kingsmead? He's literally traveled the world with you guys. He showed his potential in New Zealand and going back to his home ground for a change.
Yeah, I think Sorrel's been a guy that's been around the camp for a while, just waiting for his opportunity, doing all the right things. He's been a great guy in the change room and a great asset to our squad. And, you know, fingers crossed with his knowledge of conditions and being a home ground, I'm sure that's enough motivation for him to put on a big performance. And, you know, 2 seasons ago, he scored a massive 100 over here to take us over the line in the game. So I'm sure he'd want to replicate much of that performance in this test match.
Fidos?
Hi, Keshav. Keshav, you are probably now the most experienced bowler in the attack, given that the seamers have all gone off to the IPL. What kind of extra responsibility does this place on you, and kind of what role do you see for yourself in this series in terms of whether it's tactics or strategy or, you know, just being a head with ideas on the field?
Yeah, obviously I'm there to help Dean from a bowling point of view with regards to the unit. For me, it's not necessarily the tactical input that I'm going to be giving to him, but more helping the bowlers and encouraging them with the younger squad that we have. I think there is a handful of test matches amongst the other guys, but, you know, they still experienced, played a lot of franchise cricket, and hopefully the performances that they've put in throughout the season, they can replicate that in this test match. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity available, and I'm sure they're going to grab that with both hands.
Stuart?
Kesh, just on the importance of the series, you know, South Africa's achieved quite a few highs this summer, and then you've been hit by the loss in the one-day series. Is there a sense that you know, all the good work that was done back in December, January against India could be undone if you don't win this test series? I mean, are you looking to save the summer in a sense?
I think we've had a phenomenal year since West Indies last year. Yes, there's been some highs and some lows. I think the loss in the one-day series has hurt a lot of the guys, but, you know, the test unit's a different unit, and hopefully we can carry the confidence from the India series in terms of the test format into this game. Having said that, the Bangladesh team have done extremely well this summer themselves. So they're not a team that can be taken lightly. They obviously know conditions as well at Kingsmead and probably more exposed to it than we have been. Having said that, you know, we just need to make sure we turn up on the day and we take care of our game and try to control everything from our side, and the rest is in God's hands.
Can you slow then, Fidos?
Good afternoon, Keshav. All the best for the test match tomorrow. Do you guys overthink, underthink the fact that the subcontinent teams have actually tended to do well in Durban and to an extent in Port in Gqeberha?
Yeah, obviously it's, I think more especially in Durban than PE. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce Quebec, so forgive me for saying that wrong. If but you know, having said that, I think this team has come a long way from a batting department, from a bowling department, and you know, we've made our training uncomfortable and taken us out of our comfort zones in the sense that we sort of trying to emulate conditions that we're going to be faced with. So yes, whilst there might be that little thought eluding there, I think we've come a long way, and you know, we're ready to try turn the tide here at Kingsmead.
Yes.
Keshav, just in terms of the one-day series loss, I mean, you were part of that team, and what did it do to morale? How did you feel after that happened, and how, you know, similar to what Stuart said, like how will you measure success this summer?
Yeah, obviously, like I said, it hurt a lot. A lot of us sat in the change room afterwards and tried to reflect, you know, where to go wrong, where did we, you know, what did we do right? And, you know, having lost that series, it did break the morale a little bit. But, you know, having said that, every team can't be on a high for forever. They're going to have a bad series, but it's just a matter of dusting yourselves up and picking yourselves up again and, you know, try to get back to winning ways. So, you know, there's a new buzz in the camp. There's a new energy in the camp. There's a lot of youngsters, so hopefully that can play on our side.
Amir and then Kanisa up next. Would anyone like to put on the chat panel if they'd like to go for the last couple of questions after those two?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Kesh. Just looking at the squad, it would seem that yourself and Simon are the only two spinners. Where we've chatted, or Dean has chatted about the possibility of possibly playing two spinners. Just talk about how much cricket you've played on an international level with Simon Harmer, and how excited are you about potentially striking up a partnership with him in the series?
I actually haven't ever played a match with Simon. We've always played against each other. But yeah, really excited for him. And if he does get the opportunity, I think he's an exceptional performer. He's done well when he's played international cricket and done exceptionally well now in the county circuit, and obviously follow that up into the domestic season this year. So if he does crack the nut, I'm really looking forward to you know, bowling in tandem with him, and you know, I hope he gets the rewards for his years and years of hard work.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Can you, sir?
Thanks, Spogas. Keshav, Dean made reference to how they need to eradicate, how as you guys as a team need to eradicate your slow starts. I mean, India was an example, New Zealand was an example. How do you go about that, considering now you've been at home and some of the guys have played various forms of cricket?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one. It's something that we've been trying to address and try and get right, but doesn't seem to help us in a way. And especially in a two-match series, it's difficult to be slow starters. But maybe the youth, the new faces in the team can help us, you know, sort of start on the front foot for a change. But I think it's just taking care of that first hour, which is something that we haven't done too well in past series, and probably always end up losing the first game and then coming back to win a series. But I think it's important now that, you know, we start really well on the front foot and take care of that first hour, and then try set up a foundation from there and build on from there.
Talford, and then we'll close with Kanye.
Keshav, we've heard a lot about, excuse me, the players who've left for the IPL. But on the positive side, you're getting back Keagan Petersons after a wonderful series against India. You know, how much, I know it's bowlers and batters and we can't compare the two, but you know, that must obviously narrow that difference a lot, that you're getting someone who's dependable back in this side. How much will you mean, do you think, going into the series without all those bowlers around?
Yeah, I think someone of Keegan's caliber is always going to be a missing link. You know, when he's not a part of the team, we saw that in the first test. There's a bit of stability, and you know what you're going to get from Keegs. Like SJ, Keegan's also a local boy here in Durban now, and he knows conditions really well. And you know, he's a very hungry cricketer, and I know he wants to build on his amazing performance against India. And you know, he's in a good space, hitting the ball nicely, and he's a good character to have around the team. So I'm hoping that he can stick his hand up again and, you know, lead the batting unit.
Swaku?
Kish, you came across Shakib Al Hasan during the ODI series, and he played in an exceptional manner throughout the 3 matches. What have you taken from his game, especially from a batting perspective, that you'd like to apply? Because your batting also came off as come on in leaps and bounds, and in Durban in particular, it may come in as an important factor.
Yeah, I think if you see Shakib, he's a world-class performer. There's a reason why he plays all over the world in the various formats of the game. Yeah, I think he showed the balance between attack and sort of defense, and he does that really well. He's very unorthodox in his manner, but he gets the job done, and his record speaks for himself. So, if I can sort of find that balance, hopefully one day I can be as good as him.
Thanks very much, everybody, for joining us. Have a good afternoon, and we'll chat to you tomorrow. Oh, sorry, before we end, I just wanted to let you know that Bangladesh will be having their pre-match press conference at 1:45 today. I'll be sharing the link as soon as it is shared with me. Otherwise, I might generate one for them and then I'll share it with them. Have a good one.